Hey, I'm Alaina,
And I'm Steph.
and this is Thanks, I Needed That, a 12-minute conversation between friends to boost our moods and redirect our day.
Because otherwise, we just spin. So take a breath. You're with friends now.
Hey, Steph,
Hi, friend. How are
how are
you?
you?
I'm pretty good.
I'm excited to talk about these big topics today. I think when you and I originally talked about this podcast, we talked about like sort of our most frequent phone calls and what they're about, self-talk, body image, loneliness. I mean, sounds like a laugh riot, right?
Make some popcorn.
Right? Can't wait to dive into these cheery subjects. Um, but no, I think self-talk is where we should start because I feel like it transcends all the
Yeah.
obstacles we hit in our lives, and it's the most powerful weapon we have against making sure we keep ourselves intact and not tearing ourselves down bit by bit.
I, and like all the topics that we've shared that, hey, we should talk about this. This is a great idea.
Yeah,
Self-talk is always part of it.
it is.
You
Every
can't
single,
talk about loneliness without talking about self-talk. You can't talk about your body image. It's just, it is.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, let's dive in. So, the thing that's been really present for me right now, which is if you've made it from the first episode to the second episode, we talked a little bit about my relationship with money. And, I spent my 20s and 30s and early 40s in the arts, in fitness, all things that are still part of my life and things
hmm
I'm very passionate about. And
hmm
truth be told, had something like taken off that I took a lot of risks, and had any of those risks really taken off, I would probably still be in one of those two industries. Meaning,
hmm
had I booked that Broadway show, had my gym in LA been more successful than it was, things like that.
right.
Like I love those things that much. Um, but in all of my pursuits, money was never, it wasn't that it was a priority, but it was never pay. I never had the payoff. Let's just call it that.
Yeah. What did
Um,
you tell yourself about that?
that I wasn't succeeding, or that I was always taking too many big leaps without enough foundation underneath me, all these things, and that I'm bad with money. I'll never have money. I'm just somebody who makes it work, which under that is like so much talk around how hard I always have to work. And
Mm.
that's the way it should be.
Yeah, I think you told me one time you expect it to be hard, which broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah, I do. I do. Um, and I'm trying to implement some tools around when I start to spin about this. Like, I talk about it with my therapist. I like read about it more.
Yeah.
And a story I'll share is I'm in the process of a deal right now with work, and I really want it obviously to happen. Um,
And you're in a commission-based environment. I mean, this is
correct.
not, you don't have 401k, regular expected salaries in your profession.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm still at a point with my financial recovery, we'll call it, where every commission has somewhere to go right now.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I mean, it
You have
always
it
will, but
earmarked.
was that other than my pocket, right? Or other
Yeah,
than my
you have it.
future, really, it has
Yeah.
somewhere else to go. So I kind of got in my head about it, and this was last night, and it was like 9:30 at night. I could have gone to bed. I was tired, but I was like, I don't want to take this spin with me to sleep. I just don't. And so
Mhm.
I have a spreadsheet I had started. I opened it up. I kind of reworked it a little bit so that I can see in the next like 4 to 6 months all the things that will likely close, and go, okay, it's not here yet, but I'm really close to this big shift. And
Yeah.
it's like, I just need the numbers to calm me down. And I'm so used to numbers riling me up.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
being
or being
afraid of
afraid of
them.
them. Or being afraid of, and just going like, I'm just not going to pay attention that much because it's not going to help.
Right.
Right. Um,
I think what you did was so powerful there because you interrupted your own spiral or your own spin and thought, okay, I'm just going to arm myself with the information I need to really know what I'm facing here and not let sort of this wizard behind the curtain mess me up
right.
or throw me off or throw me into old patterns and old stories I told myself because you are in a different situation. I think this is one of those situations where you're looking back can help you realize how far you've come versus where you want to go. You know, sometimes we're always looking at the deficit between where we are now and where we want to be, rather than looking back and giving ourselves a little credit for how far we've come already. Because listen, you live alone in an apartment in a gorgeous neighborhood in one of the most expensive cities in the entire world. You would not be able to do that if you weren't at least adequate, if not very good with money and stretching it. The fact that you haven't had a lot of it does not mean you don't know how to manage it or make it work, in air quotes, make it work.
Right.
Like you need to, not you need to. I would love to see you give yourself more credit. And I think what you did was exactly that,
Yeah.
which is wonderful. I'm so proud of you.
You brought up the wizard, and it's funny because in the actual story, you pull up the curtain and the wizard has no power,
Yes, exactly.
right?
Yeah, you called it, you called the spiral, you called your own bluff.
Yeah.
And you were like, okay, let me just arm myself with information rather than fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Thank
That's a
you.
big breakthrough.
It
Yeah.
was. What about you, friend?
I think I told you I had a really hard week last week. I was away helping my brother recover from some surgery, and when I came back, um, I had some home building industry things I needed to go to, an award ceremony, and I always struggle when I'm around people. I call them ghosts, people who used to be part of my lives, either ex-friends, ex-employees, in some cases both those titles. Because my self-talk is always, what do they think about me? Like feeling their energy
Mm,
towards me and what that means. And then I feel like a failure because I'm letting them get to me. I think I aspire to be an unbothered queen and I'm not. I'm like bleeding heart on my sleeve. I'm so far from an unbothered queen. I'm bothered. So I have lots of feelings. So, but I remembered, I was with people I love, my team. I love our team. I was with people who were actively acknowledging my unease at
hmm
being in that space and who protected me. And I was, able to shift into gratitude for that and feel their love rather than someone else's judgment, what I suspect. They might not even be thinking about me at all because you told me this during my divorce when it was really at its height that what someone else thinks of you is none of your business.
Yeah.
And that was that grab me by the shoulders moment, like slapped me across the face, snap out of it.
Yeah.
And it put me back in my place. And I think I still, it's, I don't not struggle with it, but at least I have tools to pull myself out of it. It is none of my business what this person thinks of me. What do I think of me?
Yeah. And
And I
it's not like a hall pass to be an asshole,
no,
right? But it is helpful. I mean, that was said to me. It's none of your business what other people think of you. It was said to me by a musical theater acting teacher
yeah.
when I was telling her I have a hard time getting out of my own way in the audition room.
Mm.
And she's like, it's none of your business what they're thinking of you. Your business is to
Such a-
show up and be you.
It is such a powerful, like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why it sort of put me back into like, I'm out of my depth. I'm crossing a boundary that's
Mhm.
causing me harm, which is that it doesn't matter what people think about me. What do I think about me in this moment? How am I reacting? How have I evolved from the moment that I'm replaying in my head of when I
Yeah.
did feel this person's ire or judgment or anger towards me?
I think that's a huge acknowledgement of your own self-growth, right? To be like, okay, these people that I see across the room, my last experience with them left me feeling this way.
Yeah.
And now I can choose how I want to feel in a different way.
Yeah. And I
Um,
can choose to open my eyes to what's around me and
yeah.
feels really good
Yeah.
and acknowledge my own growth in those moments, as a leader, as a business owner, as now, not really a place on the org chart other than founder, which is a lovely place to be. I refer to us as the grandma and grandpa of the company, because I have no parental oversight. I'm there to, delight in who the company is and how far we've come, and each and every person who contributes to our company, which is just lovely place to be. I
Amazing.
love being the grandmother of my company.
I love that. I'd also like to thank Jen Waldman for saying that to me probably 15, 20 years ago.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Um, all right, we have a couple minutes left
Okay.
to do our little influence moment. I'll go ahead and start because I really want to end with what I know what you're going to talk about, and it's important to both of us.
Okay,
I'm
yes.
gonna,
So you
but
start. Influence
uh,
me.
okay, I'm gonna share. A friend recently texted me and said you need to be listening to this, and it's a podcast called "I've Had It." I don't have it pulled up right now. It's two women. It's very politically driven. Like they talk a lot about the state of the world, and
And they're
I'm
liberal.
and they're liberal. I'm
Full
just
disclosure.
really, really, really enjoying it because it's two women who are very well informed, but really saying things that I've wanted to say all along, right?
Yeah,
And I just love hearing those powerful voices on the mic. So it's called I've Had It. Find it on all your platforms.
right. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think Instagram's a perfect way to get to know a podcast before you start listening.
yeah, for
Just
sure.
start following
Sure.
them.
But
Okay,
you,
mine. Mine is related to this topic, and I want to influence you by telling everyone, if you're not already, to follow Katie Storino. She is the CEO of Mega Babe. She's on Instagram, and I just adore her as someone who talks a lot about body neutrality, not body positivity or acceptance, body neutrality, like how talking about our bodies has done us a disservice, and taking us out of that conversation. And she wrote a book called Sunny Side Up, and it was a delightful rom-com, but so much in the main character's narrative about her self-talk and her body image and how she talks to herself and feels about herself it was a universal experience amongst women. And so I
Mhm.
highly recommend the book, Sunny Side Up. If you're not a reader, just follow Katie Storino because she's actually the inspo. So
Alaina bought me the book and I read it very quickly. So, all right. Oh my gosh, these episodes just fly by.
yeah, 12
So
minutes.
anyway, thank you all for joining us.
And hey, if you needed that, share it with someone else who might need it too.
Yeah. All right. Till next time. Bye.
Bye.